to the storm starts. We have friends on Zoom already. I'm just gonna check that everything's up and running, the signal is going everywhere it's supposed to do, and I'll be back in a minute. Looks like most things are operational. You can, of course, join on Zoom as usual. We have Henning, and to Henning is already online. I'm going to post the link to the Zoom in the comments right now. If you are on a device where you can't see the comments, you can go to ugress.com/zoom, and there will be a link there to connect. And hello YouTube and Twitch. I'm streaming to both of you right now. I'm trying to see like where I can see Leo, Toatla, myself, and Mr. T on the various platforms. I can see all of your comments, but I only get the comments in a stream. Good evening to everybody. Jody, woohoo! You have a surprise tonight. There was a question from a friend on Facebook. Where is the best audio quality of the streams? I am inclined to think that Twitch is generally technically the best platform, but from you guys who have been here several times and tried different platforms, do you have an opinion on where the audio is better than any of the other ones? I can't really tell. So there's a link. Jim Jerry is already there. There's a link to Zoom participation. I turn on my own camera on Zoom. This could be a bit confusing, but now you can at least see what I'm doing. You probably it's better to watch here, but you can see the latency between like I'm clapping there and when do I clap there. Hola, Lauta Pro 70. But the stormtrooper is already here. Possibly better to see here. No hablo inglés. No hablo español. Sorry, but I'm glad to have you here. So it's a release party today, and I saw something interesting on the statistics. I can see on Spotify and Bandcamp and SoundCloud where are people listening, and I was very surprised to see that most people have been listening on Bandcamp. My impression over the last few years is that Bandcamp is there, it's important, but that's primarily Spotify and YouTube where listeners tend to congregate. So today was like about 100 listeners on Bandcamp and 70 on Spotify so far. Tomorrow, all the listeners will arrive on Spotify with the release radar. That's the important date, but I'd like to get the song out for tonight, so I'm gonna play it tonight, both parts, so you get the whole thing. Oh, and by request or a good idea from Jody, the chat is now open in Zoom. So if you guys want to talk with each other in there, you can. I'm gonna ask you afterwards if that is a sensible thing or not. I think it's a good idea, and it kind of like it can become its own space. But I'm curious to see. There's so many places you can pay attention. Or like, please look at me also. Thank you, Leo and Tuatla. Interesting information. I think I said this last time, but my theory is that my iPad can only show 9 people on Zoom at the same time, but I've never seen more than 9 people arrive in the Zoom. If you come to Zoom and you can see more than 9 people, please post in the comments that, hey, there are more than 9 people, and I will figure out either a way for my iPad to show more than 9, or at least I can scroll between pages every now and then so everybody is on screen. London and Kola Peninsula. Well, good evening, both of you, and that's quite a distance between everybody, you know. I completely forgot about in the spring. I used to like, please post where you're from. It was so much fun, but then I felt like the whole wall is watching, so there's no point in asking anymore. But still, it's so fun to know where you are at the moment, so please post your location or just say hi from where you're from. Cambridge, UK. Oscari! Ha 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 ha! So good to see you. How are you? How's Cambridge? Tuatla. Bolvi. Trondheim, Scotland. I have some new rooms for us tonight. There's it's a release party, so I have a lounge in the cybership. Very fancy lounge here with a completely pixelated screen. You can't see any of you on the pixelated screen. Maybe it's easier to see in here in the lounge. This is the welcome lounge of the cybership. Trondheim, Brno, Czech Republic. Oh, how do you pronounce that? Brno. Lørenskog. Yes, come to the concert on 27th of 11. I will talk more about concerts later. I have to do some advertising tonight, as usual. You know, the show is free, so you have to suffer my horrible advertisements. Tonight there's gonna be advertisements for this. We will play live in November. Woohoo! Milena, hi, I can see you on Zoom. Where is your tiger? There will be wolves later. Thank you, Dufkins. I learned something new today. Thank you. There's the tiger. I can see it. I want please raise your hand on Zoom if you're tired of Zoom. I wonder how long it takes before that arrives. Or possibly nobody's tired of Zoom. I mean, not this Zoom, but like in general, having to do everything on Zoom. Yes. At least this so I hope tonight is not a technical mess. We had a Patreon tryout a week ago where I tried a bunch of new sketches, like stuff I will do tonight. It's still in sketch mode, but it was in horrible sketch mode. So many technical problems last Thursday, but I'm very grateful for the Patreons who suffer with me through that hour of. We tried three new Ugress songs. And I did a silent movie part where I'm trying out the different cameras and how to do a silent movie and music live streaming. That was a good success. So I'm aiming for, I'm not sure I will be able to pull off a silent movie for next month, but possibly in January I can start doing full content productions for the Patreon. Here's the patreon.com/Ugress. I managed to do an advertisement and it sounded very natural because it was. Here's another part of the cybership. This is the executive lounge where we will go partying a bit later with maybe with the houseplants, since it is a release day. Mac on your right is still blurry. Like a Tom, thank you. What do you mean by Mac on your right is still blurry? Stacked potato. Yes, the houseplants will make several appearances. Pew. Good evening, Torove, Mr. Awesome Package. Patrick, hello! Good to have you here and thank you for joining my Patreon the other day. No red background. Yeah, good evening. No, I'm sorry. It's a green background. But I have a red drink. Wow. Achtel, congratulations. I never had a pet. I had the Commodore 64. It's not spoilers, Jody. These are just backgrounds of the bigger things coming later. Leo, does your Commodore 64 still work? I've had multiple ones over the years and I tend to die after a few years. Or I also once, this is a good story, I think I even have video of it. I smashed an Amiga on stage, like, you know, instead of smashing a guitar, I thought I'm gonna be nerd punk and I'm gonna smash my Amiga. It was already dead, so I did. I was just stupid. Like, it sounds like a good idea. When you do it, people are like, why are you smashing a computer? Pardon? Shoelaces. That could have been a scandal. I'm waiting for the day where I'm gonna tripping over everything collapses and you just see a mess of green screens and crying me. Smashed computers without deliberately doing it. Amiga game. Oh, Sky, yes, you were. I remember that was in 2008 or 2009 or something. You were doing the wiki at that time. Back in the days, we were young and I know the scene is still alive. I do pay attention. I can't pay a lot of attention, but whenever there's a new demo or stuff, I'm like, wow, they're still doing this and it's still awesome. Alright, I'm gonna open the floodgates to Big Evil Media Corporation number 2. We are already on, Twitch is on Amazon and YouTube is on Google. I'm now gonna open Facebook, so all of them kind of, where's that server room? I think it's here. No, let's go into the core and have all the evil pull into our stream. I will be away while I'm opening Facebook things. Good evening, Facebook and Twitter, and welcome to my live stream. I'm about to start in 12 minutes and 55 seconds. I'm opening up a bit before because we can hang out and chat about stuff. I'm already streaming to YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to chat more, you can join us on YouTube or Twitch a bit earlier, and then I open Facebook a few minutes before starting. It's gonna be a super nice night tonight. Gonna turn down myself in the background because it's a release party night and I prepared a lounge for us to have the release party in. It's Anemoya 22 was out today. I'm gonna perform that in both parts. So you get the missing part, which is coming on the album. The reason it's not complete is because I simply wasn't finished, but I wanted to release the track today, and it is standalone part 1. There's also the executive lounge for a more sophisticated party later, including my dear houseplants, which have been kind of blue lately, so we have to have a conversation with them. So for you guys on Facebook, I just posted a link to the Zoom participation. You can see here, there's a bunch of people participating with their webcam on Zoom. I'm also there. You can see me waving up in the corner, and nobody's waving back because stuff is like a few seconds hidden here with different timings. Miriam, hello, first person on Facebook. Tura, hey. Oh, thank you, Tura. Oh, just wait until I have a show. I'm gonna talk more about live concerts. Oh, houseplant, go away. Later, because I'm gonna try and do this stuff live on stage. I already were doing kind of stuff like that. Here's the live setup, you see. It's quite similar to what I have right now. Oops, I'm gonna put that up there. I'm down here. So I'm performing with a live drummer. Here that's Nasra, and you have the visuals in the background and me doing the stuff on the table. So I'm trying to do both things. Like if you go and see a Ugress show live, it will be some of the same stuff. I can't do everything perfectly because I can't control the lights as well as I can in the studio, but live it's kind of the same escapism. Like, don't look at me, look at all the magic things. Hans Patta, hello. Crystal, hello. Germany. Fast Tracker 218, that's 83. Pablo, hey. Right, I'm gonna start in 10 minutes or so. I can see that there are 9 people on Zoom, but I can't see that there are more people. If you join on Zoom and you can't see yourself and your camera is on, please just post in the comments. Jon, hey, yo bro. 11 on Zoom, yeah, but only 9 with feed. I'm curious if that is that the limit? Did you join but you can't turn on your camera? I would like to have as many as possible, but it might be coincidence that it's only 9 at the moment. I have some interesting new instruments for you tonight. Did you see that poster I posted on Facebook? I'm going to give you a tiny... it's not on, of course. A wolf! There will be wolves later! And that's not everything. Moss! That's the sound of moss! Yes, it's gonna be a very nature-based episode tonight. Donald, yes, I turn off the audio on Zoom because my own would be, that would be a mess if everybody's talking. I want you to listen to this and not each other. The audio is coming through YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, wherever you are listening. Ten now. Aha, thank you guys, I found it. I have to swipe left and right. So there's one page. And there's another one. Haha, but I can't seem to put everybody on screen at the same time. So I'm gonna try and put the change between you. So at the moment, it's you guys on here, but then my own camera disappears. Ah, thanks, we found it. Achtem, hi. I'm starting in 5 minutes, so I'm gonna start checking that everything works. Stacked potato. I see your comment there, but I don't know what you're referring to. I will read all comments later, so I will figure out later how to script what. I know that there's tons of comments I miss during the stream now because I can't pay attention to the comments, and I can see all comments in one window. I have a service that gives me all comments, and it sometimes moves so fast that I can't see all of it. But now I read everything through. Tomorrow I watch the stream on each platform and check every comments. I look for technical issues and I respond to comments. If you ask a question and you should get an answer tomorrow, and I see everything and I take note of everything. I appreciate the comments so much. Also the donations that come in during the show. I see the comments that you post on PayPal through Rips, which reminds me, turn on the blatantly begging button. I will not make a big advertisement for Patreon tonight, just briefly mention it. But as you know, donations help me quite a lot. I'm actually surviving on it. But also Patreon if you join me on Patreon, that is a way to support me monthly instead of paying directly per stream. You can also join me on a monthly, and then you get a bit more per month. I will talk about that later. Ah, the scrolling of Zoom. Yes, thank you. Ah, this is so cool. I'm gonna put that one on and take that one down there. And as you can see in the middle guest on Zoom now, here is Dante, and he's watching through a myriad of virtual reality systems. We chatted briefly after the Patreon show. How are you doing that? And I can't retell it. It was so complicated, but he's in VR and through lots of tons of systems, and he can interact with us through that. This is so cool. This is so cyber. I'm gonna go to the cyber room. We are in the future. There's people right now watching this through VR and interacting back with us as an avatar. Is there a picture I can show it better? No, I think that one is the best one actually. Alright, I'm gonna start getting into the zone and go back to base because we are starting in a few minutes. I swapped page on Zoom, so there are now quite a good bunch of people. I can only see myself in one of them. I will try and remember between each song to swap to another page.
That was such a brilliant man. To drive himself mad. What a terrible waste.
I'm preparing to start now. Alright, 30 seconds until starting. Alright, it's 8 o'clock. Good evening and welcome to Ugress Livestreams October 15th. Tonight it's super exciting because it's the premiere of Anemoia 22, which was released today. Woohoo! And I prepared a lounge for us to have a release party in. So I'm currently in the lounge, but since I'm so far away in the lounge, I'm gonna go to the flight deck and talk to you here and wave to you on Zoom. I'm so happy to have all of you on Zoom with me. 3 things are gonna happen tonight in addition to the songs. There will be a competition. You have to pay attention. I would say pay attention to universal objects in the universe. And there's gonna be an advertisement. And what was the last thing I was gonna say? Oh yes, the winner of the previous competition, Jody, requested a song. I will perform that song for the first time in probably 20 years tonight. So that's a premiere. I'm just gonna get started with the first song. It's already loaded. I'm super efficient. So I'm turning off the introduction music, which is just a recording of the previous shows, and swap to the live computer. We're in the forest. So for this one, I'm trying out a new idea of having the background videos and the stuff in the virtual reality move in rhythm with me. And for this one, I choose Ghost Fun Frost. I forgot to say, this is the sound of moss. I'm playing moss. Woohoo! Thank you! Put back the stuff. That was nice, and of course the first thing that happens is that my iPad crashes, so I have to completely lose my track in the song. But the song managed to finish without me, I think. So I'm gonna load the next song on this computer. While resetting my iPad. that means I lost a lot of settings for the violin tonight. So pardon me if the violin is gonna sound really shitty throughout the evening. That's just because I lost everything I made today. So Apple, go yourself. Thank you for all your applause. That is very appreciated. And I'm gonna move on to the next song, which is the Wish of Jody, who won the competition last time. He asked for Monochromatic World, and that is so cool because I haven't played that one for ages. We used to play it back in the 2000 when I was performing with the band, so I have it, and it was just to prepare it for this world, and something monochromatic.
It's time for us to go outside. Hello, Earth, can you hear us? We're in the airlock now and the door is opening. In just a few seconds, we'll have our first close look at the surface. It's so difficult to believe we're actually here. The barrenness is hard to believe. Not the slightest sign of life anywhere. Nothing but the rocks and dust glaring in the sun. And deep black shadows which are sharper and harder than any seen on Earth. It's almost a monochromatic world. Monochromatic world, like an old-fashioned sepia
Whew. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I have actually prepared for this. Of course, no one of the other devices crashed. It's I think tonight is just, I'm just gonna move on. This is not working, that is not working. Let's just see at the end what is not working. I'm gonna move on to the next song. Stop that one. What is the next one? It's we have to go to the cybership and to the lounge. And actually I was speaking with my plants. Here it's a virtual house plant because the screen behind me is green. So for here it's a bit better to see. Actually this is the executive lounge. I'm gonna put the real house plant on the table. This is my house plant and it's mad at me because the background is green and then the plant disappears, and then I made a virtual I made a virtual house plant of it, and the house plant is not happy about this. So what I thought was gonna be a party in the cybership has turned out to be a serious conversation with my houseplant. So I'm gonna have to have that conversation with the houseplants now. Thank you so much. Houseplant also. That's a bit too enthusiastic. Houseplant also is very grateful for the attention, and I hope that this therapy session we had through the cybership helped with the emotions. I'm going to carefully put him back. Or him, I don't know what gender. I'm just going to say it is probably better. Back to the cybership. There we go. And I'm gonna change over to another group of people on Zoom. Woohoo! And check in with the comments because I'm usually too preoccupied with devices that stop working to pay attention. Oh, lots of comments here. What is the meeting passcode on Zoom? 22. There should be a link on ugress.com/Zoom. If you click that link, you get directly in. And I will read through all comments tomorrow and reply to everything there. Thanks so much for your attention. I'm gonna move on to the next song, which maybe you remember this from last time. And what happened when we went into the mainframe server room of Facebook and Google and Amazon and all of the other ones, I used my lead hacking skills in Microsoft Visual Basic to decode what happened when we were there, because there was an intruder detected and extermination from big social media was initiated and they tried to destroy us, but they failed. But during this process, this person appeared, and this turns out to be my evil goth nemesis personality. Yes, I'm sorry about that, but as you know, I am super good in Visual Basic, and with the help of this little animated thing under here, I managed to hack this person. Oops. Really good at computers. I have to click on this one. I'm just going to put this one for reference for a few seconds while I'm waiting for this computer to not break down. Go back to Visual Basic where I have control over things, and we're going to move to so what I'm going to do, and God, I'm such a mess. Haha, I'm gonna do a duet with myself.
I like to think, and the sooner the better, of a cybernetic meadow where mammals and computers live together. In mutual programming harmony, like pure water touching clear sky.
I like that you introduced yourself by just starting reading a poem. It's very goth, very approved.
I like to think, right now please, of a cybernetic forest filled with pines and electronics, where deer stroll peacefully past computers as if they were flowers with spinning blossoms. I like to think it has to be of a cybernetic ecology, where we are free from our labors and join back to nature. Return to our mama, brothers, and sisters, and we are all watched over by machines of loving grace.
Watched over by machines of loving grace. Watched over
I like to think right now, please, of a cybernetic forest filled with pines and electronics, where deer stroll peacefully past computers as if they were flowers with spinning blossoms. I like to think it has to be of a cybernetic ecology where we are free from our labors and join back to nature. Return to our mama, brothers, and sisters, and we are all watched over by machines of loving gaze.
watched over by machines of loving grace. Watched over by machines of loving grace. Watched over watched over watched over watched over. Thank you, thank us, thank you. Just go do internet things. Thank you for applause. Oh, hi, house plant. It's good to have you here too. I'm gonna move on to the next song, which is super awesome. The next one, I have to load it. Like that was a very serious song about be careful with your. I'm not gonna explain stuff, but the next one is much more important and very serious, and it contains. Have you loaded? check this out. It's a wolf, and when I play a random wolf on my keyboard, the wolf howls through autotune, so it stays in tune with the song. This is very important. I forgot to say that this is a work in progress. It's a complete mess with all the wolves. I'm learning by doing how the different sounds, but mostly what I was mostly working on is finding a way to let the sprites of the like the Commodore 64 game stuff kind of work when I play stuff. The background stuff are interacting with me, so I'm slowly learning how to make the different parts of my animations be alive. I'm gonna move on. Doop. I have to check my work list. What is the next step on the process? and I will check in with all the comments and your stuff and donations and everything tomorrow when I read through everything. I'm gonna load the next song now. Aha, the next one is release party. It's Anamoya 22, and woohoo! Let's go to the lounge. Pew! And have a drink. Houseplant also can join us, or actually let's go to the executive lounge because it's an executive day today, and it's a release party with Anamoya 22 part 1. I will now also play part 2, so you get the whole stuff. Which will be on the album coming later this fall. Notice that I'm not saying a date. This is Anamoya 22. I have to recycle the visuals for that one. It has its own visuals, but I simply haven't been able to wrap those yet. They should also be finished by the album. I'm just gonna move on to play that one because it looks like it's loaded now. I keep bumping into the microphone with my headset. Should make a song with that.
There's a tree. It consists of memories. A folk is carefully climbing the tree. Though the branch it reaches is not the branch it reached for. The memories must protect themselves. They are hunted by the fox. Each memory has its own story. To protect these stories, they camouflage. Folk times and the memories teach. Remembrance is to dance with ghosts.
Oh, pardon. Thank you so much. Oh, that was Anemoia 22, both parts. The second part is not completely done yet. I'm trying to find a balance between the various beats and percussion and the chords, and I want the second part to be more electronic and punchier. So it's still a bit of work finding how the parts are gonna fit together, but I'm looking forward to performing this live in November, which brings me to... Do you guys remember this? This is a stage, and back before the war and back before everything, we used to do music in places like this. This is from a concert in Oslo 1 or 2 years ago, and this is the setup. So I play with drums with Nasra on percussion and house band Go Home. And I do many of the same things I do on live streams, just we do it live on a stage with a projector and a screener and drums, and it's very loud and it's very fun. And I am going on tour in November. There is apparently a virus loose, so we have to do many things to make it work, like only sell tickets for tables and with names, and only like 1 kilometer between guests and stuff like that. So we can't sell as many tickets as we would like to, which means I can't bring as big crew as I'd like to. It depends on pre-sales. So if you want, please buy the tickets, because that increases my budget for crew. I know that many people are waiting and you will buy the ticket at the very last moment, but if you buy now, if the concerts are cancelled, you will get a refund from almost all shows. I'm gonna put up a box there. If you go here, you will see a list of all the dates we're playing in Norway and Sweden. I can't do Germany or the rest of Europe because I have to wait 14 days between every concert. It simply can't do it. So I do Kristiansand, Oslo, Bergen, Stavanger, Trondheim, Tromsø, what did I forget? And Stockholm. So please check out Ugress.live. If you want to come and see this live, we do quite a lot of mayhem together. Nasra will join me for several of them. It depends on pre-sale tickets, really. That moves me. That was the advertisement of today. I'm not going to mention that I have a Patreon. So you can donate for one stream, or you can pay me a monthly sum. I did not say that. So I'm going to go back to that one and move on to the final track. Maybe load it before enthusiastically jumping into it. So that's a good moment to keep talking since I'm not multitasking very well, and thank you for your attention tonight. And I am so looking forward to read all the comments. I see it's raining in with comments. I do read all of them. I reply to those where I can reply with something sensible. I take notes of everything and I build it into the next set, and I figured out a way to reply to a lot of you want or wish for longer replies. I'm gonna absorb what you're writing and put it into my work, because I can't reply to every single one of you with long emails, even if I would love to. I really enjoy the conversations, but I try to pull out what is going on in the world around us and put it into shit like my goth personality and his frustration with cybernetic forests. Oh, look, it's loaded. Let's go. Boom, boom. This is the cyber song. I'm gonna have to do internet things now. Where's the button for the background?
もしかしたら君
There's no here, here. There's no you here. There's no us here. There's no here, here.
そうささやくのよ私のゴースト
There's no here, here. There's no you here. There's no us here. There's no here, here. There's no you here. There's no you here. There's no us here. There's no here, here. There's no here, here. There's no here, here. There's no here, here. Oh no! It looks like I've disappeared.